Here's a couple of rules that you should know about graphing quadratic equations. First of all, once they're in this function, the function of x equals this, ax squared plus bx plus c. You'll notice they're all plus signs. That f of x can be replaced with the letter y if you like. But they always graph a parabola. Okay? Parabola is like a little smiley face, right? If the coefficient of the squared variable is positive, it's going to be a u, an open u, like a smiley face. If it's negative, it's going to be a frowny face. So just remember that. You're going to start seeing graphs that look like this. This is a parabola, but it's not a function. Okay, so the reason behind that is if I plug in 1 into whatever this equation was, where would you go on the y? Right, there's 1 point. If I plug in a 1, should I go up here to this 2? But you'll notice it crosses that x equals 1 line in more than one place. It also crosses it down here, 1 equals -4. So that becomes a serious problem. That's what we call the failing the vertical line test. If you can draw a vertical line and run it past your graph, if it touches in more than one place, then it is not a function. Okay, so let's continue. Again, these are going to be y squared equals something. That's the way these graph out, but it is not a function. It is a parabola. So how do you find the x-intercepts? That's where it touches the x-axis. Right? Right there and right there. And again, if the equation is in this exact format, you can set it equal to 0 and then solve for x. And what that does for you is it tells you where this graph crosses. And if you don't want to do it by graph, you should recognize this. This is the, what is this called? The quadratic equation formula. You just plug in the values for the ABC and it'll tell you what x is, and that'll tell you where it crosses the x-axis. This little part under the radical here is what we call the discriminant. What you do here is you plug in your numbers, and if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, that means it's going to cross that x-intercept twice, the x-axis twice. If it is equal to 0, that means it just touches the intercept in 1 point. And if it's less than 0, that means it never touches the x-axis. And that's where we get into the square root of -1 and I, and that's coming down later in this class. But if it doesn't touch the x-intercept, that's easy to see, right? We can have a parabola like this, right? It can go anywhere, and it will never touch the x, and the same thing upside down, right? That's a legitimate equation, but it never touches the x. So that's how you check. That's it. MGZ out.